Hey YouTube, it's Corlash1990, and today I have another Sorcery TCG deck tech, and this one's a bit different than my other two that I've been doing. Um, I mainly just built this deck purely based on artwork and artwork alone. There's like two or three cards I put in here to synergize with Battlemage, but mainly I just really like the artwork on Battlemage. And for the most part, pretty much every card in here is this stuff that I thoroughly enjoy the artwork for. Some of them happen to be really good, like Grim Reaper. But yeah, these are just some of my favorite artworks in the set. I really like the air attribute the most. Um, so yeah, I wanted to build a deck mainly just off that, and it turns out this deck is actually pretty dang good. So without further ado, we'll get right into it. You'll notice some cards in here, mainly just the Atlas deck, are different sleeved. It's because I use them in other decks, and I was just too lazy to swap the sleeves around for the videos. So just just ignore that. So anyway, Battlemage, 20 health, has 3 power, which is pretty sweet. Can tap to play or draw a sight, and whenever it attacks and kills an enemy, you get to draw a spell. Do know if things like intercept him, it does not trigger that ability because it wasn't an attack, it's just like a strike, I think is how the ruling works. So just keep that in mind. It's a little tricky to work around, but when it happens, it's pretty cool just getting free cards for doing what he does. I will say Battlemage's biggest downside is that it's not really doing what it brings special to the table. Like every avatar has like a cheat code that they bring to the game that they make unique, and they're constantly pretty much doing it the whole game. Battle Mage is not getting any value for his like cheat code that he's bringing to the game until later on in the game. But just having that constant 3 damage threat always there is pretty nice. So just kind of keep all of that in mind. So now we'll go into the Atlas deck. Put the rest of this aside. This is all just pretty straightforward. Nothing special in here. I'm running a bunch of air attribute things and just some good utility cards. So again, I've gone over this in another video. It can float around and kind of protect. One of each of the towers, which is like some moisture on here. I wouldn't really run any more than one of each of these because they only really do something when there isn't a copy of one of them in play. But it's Lone Tower, Dark Tower, Gothic Tower. They add an additional resource. They'd stop sticking to each other. There we go. And then this deck does have like a roadblock strategy to it with a Mountain Pass and some other stuff. Yeah, basically minions can't enter this side on the ground if there's already a minion on top. So it kind of prevents you from getting flooded. Play 3 of those. I got 2 of the Observatory, just a good air location that can kind of fix your spells. And then more of the roadblock strategy with Great Wall, meaning minions on the ground just straight up can't pass through its top border. And 2 Bottomless Pit. Whenever something that isn't airborne enters this site, it's destroyed. And then there's some other tech type Atlas cards. Crossroads is amazing. I'm going to run this in every single deck. It helps fix the sites that you're drawing off your Atlas deck. Imperial Road, I think, is actually pretty good in here because you want people to be up close and personal to you. Though, do keep in mind, whenever you're fighting, they're going to be doing damage back to you. So your life can get a little kind of crazy. So having some ways to heal life would be good. This deck doesn't run any. But again, I'm not building it purely off of him. He is like a sub-theme / like closer for the deck. Imperial Road's great though. So you play it, your opponent gets to play site adjacent to it, then you get to play site adjacent to it. So it's kind of like a ramp card that also brings your opponent closer to you, so you don't have to travel as far to get to them, which is another big weakness to Battlemage. I play 2 Standing Stones. Everything here is Spellcasters, which could matter for a card that we run on our deck. Mainly, I'm running it just for the artwork. And Battlefield is pretty much in here for artwork, but I do have some weapons I can bring back if they get buried or destroyed or whatever. So that is the Atlas deck. Next, I will get into all of the minions for the deck, which there's minions to non-minions. It's kind of like almost a 50-50 split. To start things off, one of my favorite minions in this game is Grim Reaper. That artwork is sick. This artist is amazing. They also did the artwork for this. It's just so good. So good. Anyway, Grim Reaper, he costs 2, 1 power, is lethal, so it kills anything it touches. And whenever it kills a minion, banish that minion, and pretty much all copies of it from anywhere are just gone. So just completely just remove that thing from existence. It literally comes for them. And there's ways to abuse that particular card in this deck. Play 2 Nightmare. This card's amazing. I have a foil one of these too, and it looks sweet being able to see the little villager dude like in fullness, and it's all shiny. But yeah, this thing can push things when it's near it. So if you're near a bottomless trap or bottomless pit, you can just push them into the pit and kill them, or push them to the void and kill them. All sorts of cool stuff. I have 2 copies of Nimbus Djinn. It's a 4-power airborne that costs 6. You can discard a spell to deal 3 damage to another random unit here. This guy's great. Just all around good finisher. Airborne's great. I really like Reoccurring Spectre. I like the artwork on it. Yeah, I don't know. Just the artwork's awesome. It's pretty simple, but I love how like textural the painting is. You can kind of tell that it's a painting, and you can see the brush strokes and everything. But yeah, cost 2, 1 power, can't defend, and it can be cast from a cemetery, so it just constantly keeps coming back. So it's constant pressure attacking your opponent's sites, is how I see it. Play a 3 Spire Lich because, yeah, artwork is great, and yeah, artwork's great. And if it's sitting on top of a tower, which is pretty thematic, it gets really big, ranged, and spellcaster. So, again, that's... can't really argue with that. This is another artist I really appreciate in this game, and like everything they've done, I really enjoy, is Headless Haunt. This card's not that great, but I think it's hilarious. It's a 3-power, or 3-cost, 4-power Void Walk, so it can be deployed and move in the Void. And at the start of your turn, it teleports to a random location. So it could teleport where it needs to kill something, because 4 power is quite a bit. Or it could teleport into the middle of nowhere and do absolutely nothing. So just gotta keep that in mind. And the next is this 4 copies of these 2 cards. Dead of Night Demon, something very just eerie about this artwork, how open it is compared to like everything else here, where minions take up like almost the whole picture. Yeah, dig it. 2 cost, 2 power, not bad. Stealth. So pretty much people cannot target this thing until it itself does something, like attack or whatever. And then finally, 4 copies of Apprentice Wizard, because this is probably one of the best cards in the game. It's just a 3-cost spellcaster with 1 power. Genesis, draw a spell. So it just replaces itself, and it acts like a little gun turret for all the other burn that air has. Next are 3 cards that I'm running for Battlemage that also have great artwork. This one probably lesser of the 3, but still really good. Yeah, Poisonous Dagger is insane with Battlemage or really anything else. Gives the bearer lethal. That's really good. Flaming Sword is also really good. Gives a +1 power, and it strikes full splash damage to each other enemy there. And then Screaming Skull is insane. So whenever it attacks and kills an enemy, remember, if they intercept and you kill it, doesn't count. It's whenever you're attacking the thing you're intended to attack and it resolves and it kills it, you get the effect. Yeah, you get to untap the dude. So there's some like crazy turns where you can like tap, kill a dude, untap, draw a card, play grapple shot, fling across, strike something, kill something, attack again, kill another thing there, untap. Yeah, this could lead to some crazy wombo combo turns. Now the reason why I'm playing Standing Stones is because I play the Occult Ritual. Again, Frank Frazetta, amazing artwork here. This card's not really all that great. It costs 2, and then you gain 2 mana for each allied spellcaster nearby. So it's only really good with Standing Stones if you have a bunch of minions there. So just kind of keep that in mind. But with our Reoccurring Specters, we can kind of, well, there's a glare right there. We can kind of make sure that that happens. And then now, that was the start of it. We'll go to the rest of the non-minion cards. Play a 3 Thunderstorm for some burn, and I think this card's hilarious. It just creates a thunderstorm and then moves, and it keeps shocking things. Does that for, once it damages something 3 times and then goes away. Yeah, Lightning Bolt is another really good card in this game. It should be in like every deck that can play it. 2 costs, deal 3 damage to a random unit. Pretty sweet. Next is Grapple Shot. This is probably the MVP of the deck. Yeah, this card's just stupid good. For some reason, when I first read this card, I thought it tapped whatever you're targeting with it, so you wouldn't get to attack with it as well, but no. This an ally shoots a projectile. If it hits a unit, it drags itself to it, strikes it for free, and then it can tap and attack. So that with Battlemage, that with Grim Reaper, yeah, this card's freaking nuts. And the games where I have won with this deck, which is most of them, I've only lost a couple games of this, the playtesting against my own decks. and then running different atlases, of course. But yeah, this card is the reason why I won those games. Like, this is probably my favorite card in Sorcery along with Pudge Butcher. So I don't know if that says something about me. I like being able to sling myself around and attack things for free. This on a Pudge Butcher is also hilarious, but that card's nuts. I think free movement in this game is going to be so good, and this is the best one that I think the game has to offer. This is also another really good one. You basically blink yourself to a nearby location for 2, and then you draw a card, so it replaces itself. And I think things that draw cards in this game is also really good because you only get like 3 spells in your hand, so you need to be able to refill your hand more than just drawing the 1 card a turn. So things that replace themselves when you play them, I think are highly valuable. So anyway, that is my mono air artwork themed Battlemage deck. Yeah, I am really enjoying this deck a lot. And in fact, when beta hits, I really hope that I open the 8th or 9th stuff for it, the like mixed airs or whatever they're called, and then Philosopher's Stone and the Amethyst, whatever. I really want to make this deck like top notch, get all the stuff for it. And if there's like events that are happening near me, obviously I'll have all my sleeves be the same color too, so kind of ignore that. But this will probably be the deck I run in tournaments, mainly because I just like aesthetically everything in here. Not that there's artworks in this game so far that I don't like. I like everything. I like every single card in this game. This is just the cream of the crop, the stuff that rises to the top for me. So I think this is the deck I'll enjoy the most playing at events. And stay tuned for more like updates onto this deck like I'm doing with my other 2. I am currently working on an Enchantress deck. I have like an idea for that. And I might change my burn deck to an Elementalist and this 4-color burn. Just run everything I can that burns or removes and just have that be a super control-y deck. And then maybe go with like a mortal theme for my Pathfinder, like Mono Earth or something. So that deck might change a lot. But yeah, I want to make a deck for all of the non-starter deck avatars and then kind of just make them as good as I possibly can. But thank you all for subscribing. Like I said, I've gotten a lot of subscribers recently. I highly appreciate it. I enjoy commenting with all you and seeing how my videos are being responded to. It's pretty awesome. Like I said, I got a lot of beta coming. I ordered 7 boxes of it. So expect a lot of openings in the future. If you're wanting more Sorcery content and you're not subscribed, please like, comment, subscribe. There will be a lot more of it. I also cover a lot of dead card games here, along with Ashes Reborn. I'm currently working out on how to do streaming of like playing solo against the Chimera, especially with the new Chimera expansion that's coming out here in like the end of the month. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.